Hello everyone, T-Man978, Fanstoys FT-31A Roadking. Is he a bad QC-ridden nightmare, or is he a figure worthy of that Fanstoys praise you always hear about? Find out now on this episode of
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Alright, here is the packaging. Love that artwork. Probably done by the same guy who did Quietus. I forgot his name, and if it's not him, I don't want to give him praise for something that's not his, but I'm willing to bet it's his because similar style to Quietus. Here's this right here. Read that right there if you want to read that. And here's this stuff right here. Of course, you get an instruction manual. And this collector's card right here. Same thing you just read, but here are the text specs if you want to read that. If you can read it. Suggestion for the future. See how they say, if you got it like that, it's X wrong. Don't even put this in here. Don't put the wrong picture in there. Just show the correct picture. Up close. We don't need to see the wrong picture. I was trying to get the leg like that for a long time. Not really paying attention to these X's and checks. Just put the good picture. Thank you. The inner shell is different than normal. It still has styrofoam, but now they have plastic. I guess they're cutting on costs. This figure does feel more economy style, unlike some of their older stuff. But I don't know if they need to do this. I mean, the protective film is still in there, so it won't be rubbing directly on the plastic, but I like to use styrofoam things better. That's just what I'm used to. Any old who. Here is Roadking out of the packaging, and he is awesome. Things to note in the packaging, he has swivel right here. His legs are turned backward, and I think his arms are pushed in like that. Just pull them down and turn the legs around, and you're good to go. This figure is awesome. Looks like the cartoon, minus the backpack. In the cartoon, the back of the chest was completely flat because I believe the G1 toy was completely flat. But the whole trailer basically is wrapped around his legs and this backpack. The wheels are sunken into his back and everything. I can live with this. I don't care. This is fitting in with the Takara system anyway, where everybody has a backpack. It's flat. It's not like jutting out like crazy nuts. So I can personally live with that. Here's a close-up on the face. Yep, pretty accurate. I think the box was... No, he had a big box on his head. But they cut it slightly so he can look up slightly. There's no pivot or anything because it's not on a ball joint, but it does rotate. At one point, when I was messing with the neck, it was doing something weird where I turned it. I could turn it that way, but when I tried to turn it this way, it got stuck. So I don't know what was up with that. But you know what it might have been? This joint right here can actually lift up. So you have to make sure that that's pushed down. So that's probably what was getting in my way. I saw a little picture on the internet where this looks like a crying, sad face. It also looks like he has 2 tape decks in his chest. So that's cool. Fingers. Ball joint at the base on the thumb and a hinge right there. You can't get the thumb in front of the fingers. Well, I mean, I guess you could do this, but it's pushing his index finger out. 2 joint on each fingers. So there you go with that. Just rotation. It's molded to look like the hand goes outward, like there's an outward joint, but no, it's not. You see how that's screwed. Can't do it. Shoulders go out on a strong ratchet. Rotate around on the ratchet. This doesn't lock or anything that I was showing you. And he is more than 90 degrees on that single jointed right there. He has swivel right there on that elbow. Ab crunch. 2 clicks. I saw on Pig for Life's video. You could push it forward, but I'm not going to do that. because it didn't serve it pretty much broke the figure. I mean, it didn't break his figure, but it's not supposed to go more than that. Like it's a soft stop right here. I'm gonna stop. Oh yeah, thank you to Matt the bot supplier. He is lending this to me because I'm going with X-Trans bots because I like the scale of their Stunticons. But I don't know, because before I even finish going through the articulation, stops right here. I really like this. This is one of their best figures in a long time. Like, it actually is built like a toy. It reminds me of their grinder, but you could lift the leg up to that high, ratchets back, no ratchets right there. So you might be able to get it to stay at some points, but it basically just comes back down. But standing up, you're not going to need them. I don't know if you want to have them in acrobatic poses. You could rotate the leg like that so it won't drop as easy. Double jointed knees. That's all you're getting. I mean, you could mess around with that joint, but basically that's all you're getting. There is a piston molded in there, but it doesn't function. I showed the swivel at the knee, and he has ankle pivot that much. The foot can rock forward a bit. Here is the heel right here. I mean, no, that's the fullest extent. You can't bend it more than that. But if this had a ratchet in it, that would help him be able to get into some of the poses where the foot is like this. I mean, I guess you can put the heel down, but nah, the foot rocks down because this is a heavy figure. Unlike other figures, like I asked somebody else, could I borrow their figure to review, but they were worried about paint chipping and they want to keep their figures pristine and whatnot. Like I'm not a professional transformerer, but most of the die cast is inside of the figure, hidden away, and it's not painted. But there's die cast right there. There's a die cast joint up in the ankle. It's like there's several pieces of die cast. I'll try to point them out as I transform. I mean, you can get, like, if you pull this out, you can get, like, there's a piece of die cast right there, like a butterfly-ish type joint, but it's like Ultra Magnus where it looks ugly. This pulls out on a spring right there a little bit. That's good that they did that, because pulling this out of the socket the first time was super scary difficult. These wheels right here, these faux wheels that look cartoon accurate, they actually really roll. They're made out of plastic. His truck wheels are made out of rubber, but I like it. Gimmicks. You can slide this box off, slide this box that way, grab this, and his head gets more articulation, unfortunately. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could leave this on and just have his head looking like that, but now he has these weird ears, but he gets way more upward motion right there. But anyway, I'm taking him all apart so that I can put on this new rage face right there. Now we just take these pieces, slide that on, slide the back bucket on, or maybe, yeah, no. I guess you get a little bit more range with that. But we slide this one back on in the front. And here he is with his rage face, or maybe he's getting shot. He's yelling at his troops, something like that. I'm attempting to move things around. Here's his sword. Now, when I opened it out the packaging, this was not attached. So, yeah, I don't think it's designed to split apart. So maybe that can just be glued. It's not my figure. I'm not going to do it. And he'll take this, where the flat end is toward the back, Shove that in his hand, wrap the fingers around, and there you go. He's holding his sword. Same deal over here with this gun. The gun appears to be fully painted purple. This is one of the only things on him fully painted. He doesn't have a whole ton of paint, so I can see people having problems with that. I don't care. People complain about everything. Like, it looks really, really good. It doesn't have to be glistening. His chest has, like, I don't think that's paint. It has like a metallic flake in it. The legs have it as well. The feet have it because it's just plastic. It's not die cast painted. So everything that's this darker or black has the metallic flake in it. Then he has things accentuating things like, there's silver behind this transparent purple to make that shine like that or glow. Of course, you'll see more paint for his alternate mode. But yeah, this had to be painted because it's a different color than this gray right here. So, there you are. Posable. I like them. I'm not going to sit here and go crazy with poses because I'm pretty sure I'll put them in a decent pose for the thumbnail. Size comparisons. So Grinder isn't as tall as I remember him being next to Motormaster here. I guess his eyes are a little bit below. Well, they're almost the same height. Let me do something. Hold on. Still perspective, but they're roughly eye to eye. A little bit. It looks like. Let me take this now. Yeah, they're eye to eye. Depending on how I was looking at it, it kind of looks like Motormaster's chest is lower, but they're still eye to eye. Yeah, MP10 is roughly Megatron's height. Optima MP10 is permanently a truck right now. Leave me alone. Yeah. Any other size comparisons? Google. I'm pretty sure they have tons. Google. And Bake for Life did a comparison against Optimus Prime. So, yeah. So, end of the day for Robot Mode. Awesome. Spectacular. They did a good job. I'm happy I don't have to complain. One thing I don't think I mentioned, in the instructions, they show you that this is supposed to be pulled out because the cab is supposed to be in front of that lump. So you won't have problems with articulating the ankle pivot. But yeah, it has ab crunch, elbows that bend more than 90 degrees. It has a butterfly joint if you want. Only thing I can complain about is the head. I think when a robot has a sword, it should definitely be able to look up more. So he's not a ninja. He does he can get in some good poses. This isn't a lot of ankle pivot, but it's way better than the Hydra or Fanstoys Hydra. So yeah, I'm good with that. Feels nice, built nice, good plastic, die cast. Has enough detail and paint for me. I'm happy. It almost makes me want to go with Fanstoys version of the Stunticons, but I don't really like the height of the individual car bots. It's crazy that they can get in the vehicle mode. It's the same scale as the regular Autobot car, Masterpiece cars, but I kind of like them to be the same height as the Autobot cars, but I don't know. If you like that, I don't see why you wouldn't like it. But all this talking, I gotta get to this transformation. Let's start things off easy. You need to rotate the head backward. Take the forearms, lift that up. The fist need to be shut in that orientation right here. Rope that in like this, shut that, and go ahead and close that. Open that. La-di-da. For a complicated figure like this, if I were to just transform one side and say, do the same thing on the other, would that be a problem? Poll right there if you're watching this on a cell phone or a PC. Now we need to pull that out of the socket. Pull this out of the socket. grab under here, lift that up like that. All right, back here we can lift this up as hooked around this and that. These two things, which are kind of hold the whole backpack together miraculously. There are two clamps on either side. You can pull, I like push in, and that'll make that dislodge. Now this hinge right here, we need to like kind of come down and then bring that out. You see that is hard to replicate. Anyway, move these little things out the way on both sides and rotate this around before we forget. You can pull this joint out right there, pull that out right there, rotate it in so that these will come out. Now we need to shove that joint into there and bring the arms like that. Shove the, if they're still straight, and you can go ahead and like grab this with your finger, shove that into there, bring this in, and this tab keeps the arms together. Let's do this now because you'll forget later. Bring these panels out. They're very important. This thing has a mountain of panels. Bring that out like that. Now we can start working on these legs. Oh boy. Knowing what to do, I know what to do, but just like Quietus, it is difficult. We need to detach that, rotate this up, and kind of get this, locks all of the foot together. Kind of open this and get it out of the way. Now we need to rotate this out of there, and we can go ahead and straighten that out. But the main thing we're gonna need to mess with is all this. We can go ahead and bring this down right here, making the whole front of the truck on this side of the cab of his foot. Slide this down. Come on, it's kind of hard to get going. Slide that down, rotate it, and flatten that out. Same thing with this. This is like a fake headlight. Rotate that around because these are the real headlights. Now we can unfold this wheel, and since we put the heel up under there, we can go ahead and put that inside of here. Now we need to get this stuff out of here, which is easier said than done. Make sure we rotate this smokestack out, and we can go ahead and shove the smokestack up right now. With this still in this orientation, we need to like kind of wedge your finger up behind here and pull this out. I just did it. Every time I start filming it won't let me do it. But Jesus, get that out of there. Before you forget, there's a little grabbing point right here. We can bring this back of the truck out. It kind of pries it. It goes against this where you gotta pry that around a little peg. Now we can take the peg right there and the peg down there and bring it up and shove them into place. You need a spudger for this toy. Getting this apart, like that top one is alright, but getting that bottom one, good Lord, I almost broke the spudger trying to get that apart. Same foot, dangly stuff right there. We need to move this off of here, rotate these wheels like this, kind of leave that alone for now. Come back here, and we need to kind of dislodge this. This is all die cast right there. Bring that over on this side. Just leave it like that for now. You can kind of bring that down, open this door up right here, and like this. Over here, here's another part. Drove me up the wall. This right here, this dangly thing, needs to go into this die cast right here. I think it keeps things pegged in right in truck mode. Just to make sure we are still on the same leg. I hope I'm editing this in such a way where things make sense. But anywho, back here on the back of the leg, this little piece right here, which is not die cast, needs to come out and around this. Once we have this piece out, let's just leave things hanging for now and start messing with the other leg. Detach this. Rotate that heel up and get this part from underneath the heel. Like I said, that locks the whole leg stuff in place. Once you get that off of there fully, you can get this stuff, get that out of the way basically. Now we need to bring all of this out of the leg. Alright, get the smokestack out here and out the way, and we can lift that up for now. I'm gonna try to do this better over here, but basically this needs to put your finger behind here, grab them wheels, bring that out. Thank goodness. This little thing, we might as well rotate that up right now because it's gonna need to come over, but let's leave that like that is right now. Bring out this little panel. Bring it around that peg. This stuff right here, we can bring this down. Go ahead and rotate this light and come on, rotate that. Take this wheel, rotate that like that. It's like I'm trying to come up with a different way to transform this without rolling him all over the place, but he is humongous. Put that like this and fold this into there. All right, now back here we can pull this panel on this die cast hinge over there, bring that up if it's not already up. This stuff right here, rotate that. Get it out of the way. Bring this up. Bring this little panel up. Kind of get that out of the way. And now this thing, which I said is going to be difficult to get back out, put that into place. Now, bring this up into place, peg in the top and the bottom where we did the first time. You might as well bring the smokestack back like that on both sides. We can bring this down, kind of bring this in, and over here we could bring this little piece out, this little chrome piece. Maybe that is die cast, I don't know, but it's chrome. Put that into place right there. Put that into place. And we can mess with this later after we get this side into place like I was showed you on the other side. But basically, clamp everything around each other. After you get this clamped together, like kind of wrap this around so that that will be into place. Leave this like it is, but now we need to get this peg to that and get the truck all clamped together. There's a series of tabs, like it basically sits down like this. Go ahead and start clamping things together, even tabs up here. Put everything together in the middle, top and bottom. Then we can shut this together if we got this still together on this side. Oh man, these panels will fight you. You might have to just, well, I might have to clean this up off camera, because you get the drill. This needs to clamp together right here. After you get this wheel well together right there, peg the front of the cab together. And this can go ahead and keep this wheel well together by doing that. If you watch Pig for Life's video, this has the same issue where this will not clamp together for nothing. So don't worry yourself with that. But basically, this piece right there, we can go ahead and shut this black thing around that on both sides. There's one more step actually up here. This thing right here comes out. I'm showing you right there, but it can't come out unless you have it bent right here, and it can get in between the wheels. That is very specific. But once you get it out of there, it can hold some of this more sturdy. So start bringing that out between the wheels. Once you get past the wheels, put it into place. Yeah, doing that kind of makes it want to stay up more, but I did it already right here. This black thing needed to come down, wrapped around that. Bring this down on the other side, around that. So that kind of holds things together more. You could go ahead now and shut this on top of that tab to keep that in place. Okay, good. Now these knees, the side skirts of his hips need to come out. The front skirts need to come forward and all the way up. The knees are kind of crazy because they need to bend right there, and then we need to bend it here, but mostly that double joint, it needs to come out a bit and be equal on both sides. This needs to be flat up against the back of the arms, but the secondary knee needs to be more straight out. Yeah. You know what I did the first time I did this? I kind of fixed the knees fully after I got this under here and started getting these panels together. You'll be able to have a guide, but ultimately these knees need to be bent down so that they're inside of here like that. Now we can start working with this back here. Alright, we need to move this out of the way. And kind of detach them right here. Bring all of that out. Bring this down right here. Once that's out and down, we can bring these wheels down, separate them, get them into their spot like that. Go ahead and bring this back, kind of squeeze against that, and there's little notches right there. Okay. Move it around that and move it behind that notch. Now basically this will be all self-explanatory. We need to unfold everything on both sides. You know what? Transforming it back to robot mode. These were supposed to be up in there. I didn't do it and I still was able to transform it. So I don't know how important that is to actually transform since I didn't do it. But basically bring these down because I want to be official with it. Because your figure won't be like that. Open all this. Start opening this. Open that. Same stuff over here. Bring this up. Open that out. These will be up. So bring them down. Bring this down like this. And now we need to start rotating things like this. Push that into that side. That'll hold it steady. Push it into this side. Before you clamp this, and these pegs right there into there, you need to make sure that these are bent. And kind of in this position. Make sure they stay pegged. Now we need to start pegging everything into everything. Getting this under that. Same stuff over here. So pegging that into there. This into the front. These underneath of here. Come on, go under there. A lot of this stuff is easier said than done. Now we can push this down into place. And oh, this happened to me earlier. This thing right here, there's a little groove spot right there. When you push this down, sometimes it bends it out of the way. Make sure it's completely straight, and we can even plug that in there first, then get the rest of this mess together. Whew, sheesh. Now we can take this and this out, put that into place, and go ahead and wedge this together like that, and make sure that they peg down on top of this door right here. Underneath here, because I didn't get this together, we need to get this peg into that hole right there, which is easier said than done. Kind of get it into position, wiggle it, and then push it. Get it into position and push it. Bro. And now we're done. He is a truck. If that was incoherent, I'm going to do a whole separate transformation video. Unedited, no jump cuts, and it's probably going to be long. No editing will be great. Only reason why I'm leaving this in is because I just sat here for hours editing it. But here you go. Yay, he is nice. He is solid. Full disclosure, this is the first thing I'm filming for this this review. It took me 2 hours to transform this thing. I'm dreading having to film that all over again. I guess when I go back to robot mode, I should be more acquainted with the transformation. I watched Peak for Life, and he made it look so easy. So I wonder how many times he transformed it. Because he did it without pausing and whatnot. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But to show you, yes, same problem he has. Now, at one point, there was a point where I got everything tight. Like, everything is tabbed together. Nothing is untabbed. There was a point where I lifted this up and the cab stayed up with it, but I guess it got loose over time. Like, this is die cast and nothing helps that click. But to show you right here how this thing is capable of turning, these right here move independent of each other. So that is amazing that this is an all-inclusive transformation and it still rotates like that. That is awesome. But that transformation was a nuisance. I don't know if you could ever get used to that. Like, when I go back, I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn all these panels back around. But it's nicely detailed. I like it. It's good enough for me, to be honest. He looks really good. If you want to get into this back of the cab, even though you can barely put anything in there, I ain't gonna say you can't put anything in there. You have to lift up on that and kind of get these tabs out, and boom, G1 mini-bots can fit in there. Yay! They're not really friends, but Bumblebee, everybody. Bumblebee. Okay, this is the next Transbots Stunticon. Don't even get me to line to what his name is. Should be, but it should be Wild. The real name will be Wild Rider. I forget the fake name already. But if you think that's a good scale, there you go. They don't combine together, but there you go. Here's Inferno. Probably too small, just like with MP10. And here is X-Transbots version of Skids. And after wasting y'all time, you know you gotta be dramatic with reviews. You can't just show the money shot up front. Here's this right here. The top of this truck is a little bit smaller. I would imagine that this one should be the same height, and this should be taller than Optimus, but they're kind of almost the same height with that. The smokestacks are a little bit higher, a little bit, and because it's difficult to even do this, this is what you're working with. Optimus's trailer is close to the same height, but let's see. Optimus would end up being a little bit longer. Let's just do the trailer. Motormaster trailer is a tiny bit taller, but with the wheels fully on the floor, Optimus's trailer is taller. Optimus's trailer is also wider. In my communities tab, I asked people what they would want to see, and one of my subscribers said they wanted to see comparison with a Dinobot. So here is Grimlock right there. Or Fanstoys Grinder. So end of the day, whoever made this is a freaking genius. They deserve like a lot of money to be able to come up with a figure that can become a good looking G1 representation of Motormaster that has the whole trailer inside the body, and it even works right. The thing has like 2 double wheels all around. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the gun stores under here. This peg goes into there. Do not push the peg all the way in there. It'll be stuck. And that has a peg on it as well. So, yeah. But anywho, I like the robot mode, as I mentioned. I like the truck mode. Looks awesome to me. The transformation is the only issue with this thing. Like, it's not incredibly difficult. It's one of the least scary to transform Fanstoys figures, to be honest with you. But all the steps, just like I felt the same way with Quietus or Cyclonus. It's like the transformation wasn't difficult once I learned it. But just doing it, there are so many steps. That's the only annoying thing. But yeah, I think they hit it out of the park. I do not know what the combined mode will be like. But so far, this is good, and this is one of the best Fanstoys purchases. Well, I didn't pay for it, but one of the best Fanstoys products they've released in recent history. They've been on a downward slide lately, but this one is actually good. So if you want it, I can recommend it, even if you don't want to combine them. It's really good. Anywho, thank y'all for watching this. Thank you, Matt, the bot supplier, again for lending this to me. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.